everybody ain't gonna like everybody. They don't like me. So a lot of people, oh, I don't like Raymond, oh, I don't like Tookie. Well, I did. I liked it, both of them. Matter of fact, both of them was close to me. Tookie saved my son's life. That was his godfather. And Raymond had my back from day one. My name is Donna Graham. My AKA is Chita. I'm one of the first female Crips from the Eastside of Los Angeles. I lived on 101st in town. It was Q102 radio station, and that was the baddest radio station going at that time. That was it. That was our station. So after they died it out, and the corner where my grandmother lived was 102nd, P just said, yeah, we just gonna name it Q102. We're gonna name it after the radio. We was the first neighborhood that was called Q102. Everybody else was East Side, West Side. And then it wasn't like, oh, we killing somebody if we come over here. No, we was cleaning yards. We was emptying trashes. We was making sure when our elders went to the liquor store, nobody from the other side of town come over there and rob them for their checks on the 1st and 15th. That's what we did. And the first group of people we did get into with it, they came and shot up our neighborhood. And of course, retaliation went back, and that's when things started getting bad. I was a teenager, and I was a fast teenager. I was the only girl. I was a spoiled brat. My dad went to the penitentiary for forging his own construction company, and he went to jail. And when he got out of jail, you know, me and my brother, we were buck wild.
Now let's go back to the elementary school years. Where did you start off at elementary, and who were some of the first kids you hung out with in elementary school?
The main streets. Ice Mike and them, we went to elementary school together. We went to 107th Street School. We left 107th. We went to Gompers. We left Gompers. We went to Locke. I got kicked out of Locke, and they sent me to Fremont. I got kicked out of Fremont. They sent me to Centennial. I got kicked out of Centennial. I went to Hollywood High. My grandmother had a restaurant on 42nd and Western where all the pimps and hoes used to go. And she used to cook the breakfast, and everybody knew her, you know, her and Miss Racy. So I grew up over there too with her. Soul food, dinner, breakfast, they didn't close, bookie joints running, you know, it was 24/7. So
there was all kind of stuff going on in that restaurant back in the day.
That horse, you know, they was in the horses, you know. I didn't know too much about the drug. Well, I knew about the drug thing because my cousin and them, they all sold drugs. But, and her sister was on drugs. So the drugs was always in the scenery, the prostitution, the pimping, you know. It was there from day, I was born into it.
So there was a lot of gambling going on?
All the time. In my house, fighting over money, my uncle stabbing one uncle. It went down. It went down, and I was a child and I seen that.
Now, you mentioned Crazy Crip earlier. Did you know him as a kid?
Yes.
Before the Crippin'?
Before the Crippin'.
What was he like when you first met him?
Crazy Crip, he was a pretty boy, bow-legged. You know, all the girls wanted him. And he had this, he was bow-legged, and he knew how to fight. And he just was a fighter. You couldn't whoop him. You couldn't put your hands on, and he was quick with his feet and his hands. He was out there buck wild. I'm low riding. So he hanging with Raymond, they doing their thing. So they wanted to have a meeting, and Raymond wanted a girl. And it was another girl besides me, I won't call her name, but it was me and her. And Raymond came to my house, him and Crazy Crip, and told me I need to be at Washington High School at this time of the day, and you need to be there because you're gonna lead these girls over here. Crazy Crip told me all about you, and we want you to do it. I said, first of all, I'm a lowrider. I ain't no gang member. Oh, but you gonna be at that meeting. And I'm trying to talk head, right, like I ain't scared. Okay, I'll be there. So the day we met at Locke High School, it all began there. It was a whole lot of guys, Ricky Silence, a lot of brother, Mac Thomas, all them, we all lived in the same area. Clarence, that got the book out, Clarence Allen, we all grew up together. Gerald and Tookie was gonna have a little competition, and I didn't want that. And he wasn't gonna let me go. And I went, and I was like, I jumped up the car. I said, I know you two ain't finna fight, because people was trying to pump them up with the bullshit, and I knew they were friends, you know what I mean? People was just sending different words to make them fight and, you know, have bad vibes on each other. Men, no disrespect to them, but they run their mouth more than bitches do. And they keep up more shit than bitches do. And bitches be keeping up shit. They get our niggas killed more faster than the niggas killing these niggas. And that's real.
So talk about when you first met Raymond Washington. Where was that at, and how that developed?
I met him in front of my house on the 101st in town. Crazy Crip had brought him over there to talk to me about being the leader of the Crips.
And you mentioned that there was only one other girl at the time?
At the time.
So it's fair to say there were only 2 female Crips at this time?
At this time. Growing up to be the only girl and your parents dress you real nice, I had to fight anyway. I had to fight the way I was dressing. I looked nice. My parents had 3 and 4 cars, so I would be driving one of their new cars. They would be thinking they was mine, but they really was my parents. You know what I mean? And they didn't like my style. That just didn't, that made it worse when I got involved with the gangs, because I already knew they was hating from the beginning. But what was you really hating on though? Because I was trying to get an education. And you was making me have to ditch school and fight, and I caught attempted murder on one of my friends. And she's no longer living here behind a dude. So that's why I said, I know what a dude, you know, how get caught up women to catch a dude up and get them killed. So, and I hated that I had to fight my friend.
Now, you just mentioned attempted murder. Is that when you stabbed the girl?
Yeah, 17 times and didn't know it. She had went out with this dude I was messing with, and everybody was going to stops, you know, so I thought I was the shit. And so I didn't go, my boyfriend with another girl. I was going to Centennial. So I go up to Centennial, you know, everybody well known, you know, when you go to the bathroom, you meeting in the bathroom to put the word out, it's time, we're gonna catch a fade. It wasn't phased then, we're gonna get out. So I went to the school after I got the calls overnight, you know, I didn't want to hear nothing he had to say, he was busted. And I went to the school looking for her. She wasn't at the school, she came later. So I left a message for her to come to my house. I wanted to talk to her. And not thinking at all, I knew she wasn't coming by herself, and I was at home by myself, and I'd have been jumped. So I'm gonna protect myself with a knife, a gun, whatever it is. So I placed my knife where I could get to it. And we got to fighting, and her friend tried to grab me, and before I knew it, I took the knife, and I swear, I only thought I stabbed her twice. I had stabbed her 17 times. And my cousin lived next door to me. I was on 119, right off of Central. He came, and he was like, what? Because they called him, told him we was fighting. And it was like, cousin, what the fuck have you done? I said, I don't know. I really didn't know I stuck her. That I didn't remember it, I swear.
So how'd you find out it was 17?
The police told me I went to jail. But they couldn't do nothing to me because I was at home. You came to my house. And my father was at work at WLC down the street. I'm calling my daddy, Daddy, the sheriff says 20 cars out here, please get here. I'm not opening the door. They talking about, we gonna kick the door in. We gonna kick the door in. Donna, if you don't open this door, we gonna kick this door in. I said, my daddy said don't open the door until we get here, right? So one of the police said, I don't give a damn about your daddy. My daddy was only about, he was right there on WLCHC, so it took him about 10 minutes to get there. So I went on and opened the door. They tussled me down, handcuffed me, told me I was going to jail for attempted murder, and they took me to on Firestone. I went to Firestone, and they kept me there for some hours. Found out what really happened, and I stayed there for maybe 5 hours. And then they released me to my parents.
So I bet you was relieved that you got off of that case, huh?
Yeah, but then we met again. And I seen her, and she had a knife, and we fought. But she didn't get a chance to stab me, but she was gonna try to take me out. And 2 months later, I heard they found her dead in the alley. I was like, wow. But she was out there hoeing, so you know.
She wasn't a Crip?
No, she wasn't banging. She's a prostitute.
Thanks for watching StreetGangs.com. Please like and share the video you just watched and leave a comment below to tell us what you think. You can also watch 2 of our previous episodes to the right. Please visit the link to our Patreon page and support our campaign. And don't forget to subscribe.